एतौ सुरेतरा गतिं प्रतिपद्य साध्या
संरम्भ संवृत समाधि अनुबद्ध योगौ
ब्रह्म संवृता समाधि अनुबद्ध योगौ
भूयो सकाशम् उपयास्यत आशु यो वा
भूया सकाशम् उपयास्यत असुयो वा
शापो मयैव निमित्तस्तत् आव्यत विप्रा
शापो मयैव निमित्तस्तेवता विप्रः.
Can someone chant?
हरे कृष्ण माताजी. श्री भगवानुवाच एतौ सुरेतरा गतिं प्रतिपाद्य साध्या संरम्भ संवृता समाधि अनुबद्ध योगौ भूया सकाशम् उपयस्यत असुयो वः सापो मयैव निमित्तस्तद् अवेत विप्रा. हरे कृष्ण माताजी.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी. सुरेतरगतिं प्रतिपद्य सद्यः संरम्भ संवृत समाधि अनुबद्ध योगौ भूयः सकाशमुपयास्यत आशु योगो मयैव निमित्तस्तद्वेत विप्रः. हरे कृष्ण माताजी. श्री भगवानुवाच एतौ सुरेतरा गतिं प्रतिपद्य साधय समरम्भ संवृत समुद्य अनुबद्ध योगौ भूय सकाशम् उपयस्यत आशो यो वा शापो मयि एव निमित्तस्तद् आवित विप्रः. हरे कृष्ण माताजी.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी. श्री भगवान उवाच एतौ सुरेतरा गतिं प्रतिपद्य सद्या संरम्भ संवृत समाधि अनुबद्ध योगो भूया सकाशम् उपयास्यत असौ युवः शपो मयैव निमित्तस्तद् अवेत विप्रा. हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Synonyms. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead replied.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Yeah, Mataji, can you chant? Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead replied.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead replied.
1 second. Yeah. Can you unmute Mataji? Etau, these two doorkeepers.
Etau, these two doorkeepers.
Sura Itara, demoniac.
Sura Itara, demoniac.
Gatim, the womb.
Gatim, the womb.
Pradipadya, obtaining.
Pratipadya, obtaining.
Sadhyaha, quickly.
Sadhyaha, quickly.
Samramba, by anger.
Samramba, by anger.
Sambrita, intensified.
Sambrita, intensified.
Samadhi, concentration of mind.
Samadhi, concentration of mind.
Anubaddha, firmly.
Anubaddha, firmly.
Yugo, united with me.
Yugo, united with me.
Bhuya, again.
Bhuya, again.
Sakasham, to my presence.
Sakasham, to my presence.
Upayashyataha, shall return.
Upayashyataha, shall return.
Ashu, so shortly.
Ashu, shortly.
Yaha, which.
Yaha, which.
Vaha, of you.
Vaha, of you.
Shapaha, curse.
Shapaha, curse.
Maya, by me.
Maya, by me.
Eva, alone.
Eva, alone.
Nimittaha, ordained.
Nimittaha, ordained.
Tat, that.
That, that.
Aveda, no.
Aveda, no.
Vipraha, O Brahmanas.
Vipraha, O Brahmanas.
Translation. The Lord replied, O Brahmanas, know that the punishment you inflicted on them was originally ordained by me, and therefore they will fall to a birth in a demoniac family. But they will be firmly united with me in thought through mental concentration, intensified by anger, and they will return to my presence shortly. The Lord replied, O Brahmanas,
O Brahmanas,
know that the punishment
you
inflicted on them was originally ordained by me, and therefore they will fall to a birth
in
a demoniac family.
But
they will be firmly united
with me
in thought
in thought,
through mental concentration,
through mental concentration,
intensified by anger,
intensified by anger,
and they will return to
and they will return to
my presence shortly.
my presence shortly.
Neeraja Mataji, would you like to read?
Hare Krishna Mataji, purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. The Lord stated that the punishment inflicted by the sages upon the doorkeepers, Jaya and Vijaya, was conceived by the Lord Himself. Without the Lord's sanction, nothing can happen. It is to be understood that there was a plan in the cursing of the Lord's devotees in Vaikunta, and his plan is explained by many stalwart authorities. The Lord sometimes desires to fight. The fighting spirit also exists in the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, how could fighting be manifested at all? Because the Lord is the source of everything, anger and fighting are also inherent in his personality. When he desires to fight with someone, he has to find an enemy. But in the Vaikunta world, there is no enemy because everyone is engaged fully in his service. Therefore, he sometimes comes to the material world as an incarnation in order to manifest his fighting spirit. In Bhagavad Gita 4.8, also it is said that the Lord appears just to give protection to the devotees and to annihilate the non-devotees. The non-devotees are found in the material world, not in the spiritual world. Therefore, when the Lord wants to fight, he has to come to this world. But who will fight with the Supreme Lord? No one is able to fight with him. Therefore, because the Lord's pastimes in the material world are always performed with his associates, not with others, he has to find some devotee who will play the part of an enemy. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says to Arjuna, my dear Arjuna, both you and I have appeared many times in this material world, but you have forgotten, whereas I remember. Thus, Jaya and Vijaya were selected by the Lord to fight with him in the material world, and that was the reason the sages came to see him, and accidentally the doorkeepers were cursed. It was the Lord's desire to send them to the material world, not perpetually, but for some time. Therefore, just as on a theatrical stage, someone takes the part of enemy to the proprietor of the stage. Although the play is for a short time and there is no permanent enmity between the servant and the proprietor, so the Surajanas, that is devotees, were cursed by the sages to go to the Asurajanas or the atheistic families. Thus, that a devotee should come into an atheistic family is surprising, but it is simply a show. After finishing their mock fighting, both the devotee and the Lord are again associated in the spiritual planets. That is very explicitly explained here. The conclusion is that no one falls from the spiritual world or Vaikunta planet, for it is the eternal abode. But sometimes, as the Lord desires, devotees come into this material world as preachers or as atheists. In each case, we must understand that there is a plan of the Lord. Lord Buddha, for example, was an incarnation, yet he preached atheism. There is no God, but actually there was a plan behind this, as explained in the Bhagavatham. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Beautiful purport by Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatir Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Mokam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Lange Dekirim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Paramananda Matavam Shri Guru Dina Dharanam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishtaya Bhudale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swaminya Dinamini Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshtarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Amrita Mataji, my voice is clear, right?
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Etau Sure Taragatim Pradipatya Sadhyaha Sambrahma Samrita Samadhi Anubadha Yogo Bhuya Sakashamupayasya tu asu yova Shapo Mayeva Nimitas Tad Aveta Vipraha. Translation. The Lord replied, O Brahmanas, know that the punishment you inflicted on them was originally ordained by me, and therefore they will fall to a birth in a demonic family. But they will be firmly united with me in thought through mental concentration, intensified by anger, and they will return to my presence shortly. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, here the Lord is replying, like the four Kumaras, they asked for forgiveness, right? Oh Krishna, we are sorry that we cursed your devotees, Jaya and Vijay. And now they realize, oh, because they realize their mistake and they want to rectify it. But then sharp is sharp, or curse is curse. No, but then it's for a good thing. That was Krishna's plan. So Krishna says that the punishment you gave is also my decision, ordained by me. Means sarva karana karanam. It is mentioned that not even a blade of grass moves without Krishna's desire. So everything in this whole world is happening because of Krishna's desire, right? Everything. We think that it's our will, we are doing everything. No, it's Krishna who desires. Only Prabhupada mentions an example. If I want to raise my hand, there should be a sanction of the Lord. Otherwise, my hand is paralyzed. I mean, it doesn't work. So anything that's happening, it's because of Krishna's desire and the punishment which they are getting. But when you say that, there's a negative part for it, that, oh, the negative things are happening, so many evil things are happening, that is also Krishna's desire. That is like our sweet will, we are misusing it. Now that's the soul, conditioned soul, have a sweet will and a minute independence. When we misuse it, when we want to, we're so adamant to do sin, then Krishna just stays as a witness. Okay, like a child who's so adamant to play with a knife or fire, and the parents let it go, let it happen, so that the child learns from the mistake. So Krishna does everything for a reason, and sarva karana karanam, he's the cause of all cause. And so the Lord is saying to the Brahmanas or the four Kumaras that you gave the punishment. You think you cursed them? No, I made you curse them. So actually the punishment that was given to Jaya Vijaya is by the Lord. Why? So that they take birth in a demonic family as Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, Shishupal and Dandavaktra, and Ravan and Kumbhakarna, so that the Lord can fight with them and they will be always thinking about the Lord. Now, the Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu was like always thinking of, where is Vishnu? Where is Vishnu? Now, every time thinking about Vishnu. And actually, Lord Vishnu went and was hiding inside Hiranyakashipu's heart only as Paramatma. So Prahlad Maharaj knew this, but then he was searching everywhere. So he was also Krishna conscious, like Kamsa was Krishna conscious, Shishupal was Krishna conscious, but in a negative way, Pratikulyena. So it's not like Anukulyena Krishna Anushilena. It was not favorable, but not favorable, but they were also Krishna conscious. But Prabhupada says, you should not become Krishna conscious in a negative way, thinking Krishna to be the enemy. But they are united. United with the Lord through mental concentration intensified by anger, because Hiranyaksha was not able to capture Mother Earth. He was always thinking about Varahadev and fighting with him. And then because Hiranyaksha was killed by Varahadev, his brother Hiranyakashipu was so angry at Vishnu, he was also thinking about Vishnu. Shishupal was always jealous about Krishna. Always, and he used to blaspheme because he wanted to marry Rukmini and he could not. And then Dandavaktra was also the enemy of Krishna. And who else? Kumbhakarna and Ravana. Ravana was always thinking about Lord Ram. Oh, he captured Mother Sita, but he was thinking, when will Lord Ram come and attack him? So they were also always in a Krishna conscious, united with Krishna through anger. And what did the Lord say? They will return to me shortly, because they fell from the Vaikuntha world. Not permanent, it's a temporary, it's a plan of the Lord, just temporary. Like you see a famous actor taking a part of a role and he might get some award for the movie. So does it mean, it might be a negative character, whatever it is. Does it mean that actor is actually negative? No. For a short period, he comes to the stage, performs Prabhupada gives the example, performs that role, goes back. or the movie is being shooted, and then once the movie is over, he's back to his normal life, or he is a normal person, but he just puts the mask or puts go into that character and plays. Similarly, Jaya and Vijaya for temporarily became enemies of the Lord, so that Krishna want to fight. When Krishna want to fight, whom can he ask for? Can he come and ask us? We are not qualified to even fight with the Lord, or we can't be enemy of the Lord. To become an enemy of Krishna, you should be a devotee. I mean, that's Krishna's plan. So here it says, without Lord's sanction, nothing can happen. Nothing. When we realize this, that's when we actually surrender to Krishna. That's when we realize that we are nothing, and we become humble. We think that everything is happening because of me. You've seen some karmis who become so proud when their business is successful. They become so proud, and they like, see, I did this. Everything is mine. Now I made this house, I bought this car, I did this. But who is actually sanctioning it? If Lord didn't sanction, you won't be successful. Right? So whatever is happening is Krishna's sanction, and without that, nothing can happen. So here Jaya and Vijaya been cursed, and the four Kumaras, Krishna says that it is Krishna's plan in cursing the devotees, and also without Lord's sanction, nothing can happen. So initially we'll think that Krishna's plan is we don't understand the real plan, because we see only this life, but Krishna knows our past life. He knows our future life. He knows where we are going. But when something goes wrong in this life, we are like, the example given is, you went to a movie and you went in between. You didn't see the movie from the beginning. You were somehow late, and you went into the theater, and something all is happening. So many things are happening. You don't know. You can't relate. You don't know the beginning. You don't even know the climax of the movie. You're seeing in the middle, and you're like, what is happening? And if some tragedy is happening in the movie, you'll be like, why this is happening? Because you don't know the beginning, you don't even know the end. But those who's watching before, or those who's a director of the movie, he knows everything, what's going to be the climax, everything he knows. So Krishna is the supreme director of all our life. No, we don't know why we are in this life suffering or enjoying or whatever, and what our next life is going to be, but Krishna knows. So those who are in Krishna consciousness, those who have started chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, we should know that our door to liberation is getting opened. So Krishna know that in few lifetime, might be some of you will go back in this life. It's all up to Krishna. We don't know. We can't compel Krishna to take us back. It's his mercy. Should get that kripa siddhi, or the mercy of a Vaishnava, like pure devotees like Srila Prabhupada or gurus can take us back. That by their mercy, we may not be qualified, but by their mercy, they can take us back. Or might be in future, we might go back. So very fortunate to be in Krishna conscious. So Krishna is planning our life in such a way that everything happens for a good thing, and we are suffering because of our karma. So there was a mother who was doing an embroidery. So she was, that you keep that round thing and then you start doing embroidery thing. So she was trying to stitch a kind of nice, beautiful rose. And when you do the embroidery thing, when you see from behind, you can't really appreciate the design. Now from front, the design looks so beautiful, but then from behind, it's all criss and cross, and all the threads are mismatched, and everything is together. And it looks very crazy. You can't identify what it is. So the small boy came to the mother and asked, "What are you doing, mother? It's like a mess from here. I can't appreciate what you are doing, stitching." So the mother took the boy and made him sit on her lap, and then showed the embroidery from front. And then he could appreciate it's a beautiful rose. So we are always seeing life from a different aspect, not from God's aspect. We see it from different aspect, like the boy, and we are confused. What is happening in my life? Why this is happening? Why this is happening? I don't understand. But Krishna has a plan, and he can see a beautiful rose or something nice developing in your life. Not only one life. He sees your all 84 lakh species of life. Not only one person's, everyone in this whole universe. Not only this universe, how much of a universe are there? Millions of universe. Krishna knows everyone's life, right? He knows past, present, and future. So that is correct. But what should we do is trust in Krishna's plan. That is what we should do. If we don't trust his plan, then we always have miseries in life, and we always try to be unhappy. So it is to be understood that that was Lord's plan in cursing the Lord's devotees. Sometimes we feel Krishna is cursing his own devotees. I mean, cursing to become a demon. They are the doorkeepers. Jaya and Vijay are the doorkeepers. Just imagine, you've seen Jaya Vijaya's picture. It's like they have this four-hand form, just exactly like Vishnu. They have Sarubhya Mukti. They have Shankha Chakra Gadapatma. They are beautiful. In TOBP, the Temple of Vedic Planetarium in Mayapur, it's coming up. 2 big Jaya Vijayas are created as the doorkeepers there. Then the polishing and all is done. It looks so beautiful. They are so huge, and they look exactly like Vishnu. So they had the same form as Vishnu. They had the same, they are living in the same world as the Lord and always seeing the Lord. But imagine, they just got cursed, became demons. In 3 lifetimes, they were in Satyuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and later on they went back. But they were happy. They accepted that plan because that was Krishna's plan. Krishna wanted to fight. Sometimes the Lord desires to fight, right? So if Krishna desires something, who can stop it, right? Nobody. Rake Krishna Mareke, Mare Krishna Rakeke. If Krishna want to protect someone, nobody can kill that person, like Prahlad. But if Krishna want to kill someone, then nobody can protect him, like Hiranyakashipu. So if Krishna desire, that's why Namaneshwar Prabhu always say your desires, you will have lot of desires, but then always put a comma and say, if Lord desires so. Only if Krishna desires so, that's going to happen. I want to be like this, I want to go there, I want to do this. Yes, that's your desire. But if Krishna desires so. Now, when we do our prayers, when we do our offerings, nothing wrong in asking any material things from Krishna. That's okay. Because Krishna says, Arto, Artarto, Jnani, Jitnyasu. They are Sugridis. At least you're going to Krishna. You're not. Once an interview was happening, and Prabhupada was so gross at that time because that person was going on asking so many things, doubting about God. Even though he's an Indian, he was asking so many things about God, the existence of God. He's kind of an atheist. And Prabhupada didn't like it because so many the foreigners were there, and all of them surrendered. Even they didn't even know who Krishna was, but they surrendered to the movement, and they all started chanting. And this fellow from India, he's coming. I mean, Indians are supposed to be religious, and we have been trained from birth. We know that there is God, demigod worship, or whatever it is. We are all worshippers. But then atheist, very rare. There are atheists, but still, he was going on arguing with Prabhupada that God doesn't exist, that, this. And Prabhupada's like, the demons are better than you, because at least demons, they agree that the Lord exists and they see him as the enemy. They believe in the form and they believe the Lord exists. And Prabhupada was so gross and very angry at that person. I was shocked to hear that interview. And Prabhupada's like, you are the fool and rascal because you don't believe in the existence of God. Sometimes they don't believe in that. So what the Lord desires. So if someone had to desire, that has to be a person. Can an impersonal feature desire something, have desires? No. So only a person can desire something. So the word desire is important here, which shows Lord is a person, the Supreme Personality. So the Lord sometimes desire to fight. Whatever he desires, that happens. So when we pray, we can pray for anything we like, but then better to have not have any material desires, have a lot of spiritual desires. But still, if you want material desires, if you pray, we should always pray that Krishna is not our servant. Krishna, do that, do this, do this. No, he's not our order carrier. If you desire so, that should be our prayers. When we pray, you can pray and then you can add, if Krishna desires. So if you desire Krishna, let it happen. So then life is going to be easy. So if Krishna desire that a person has to leave the body or the death has to come to that person, nothing can stop. You would have experienced, like you take a patient to even America or any part of the world for treatment, and you will spend millions of dollars on treatment. If Krishna doesn't sanction, that person is not going to live. No, but then another person who's very critical might be in a government hospital in India and he's not given much care. But if Krishna wants that person to live, whatever medical aid you don't give. No, at one stage we give all kind of medical aids and everything, and there is a stage where we stop everything because there's nothing more to be done. Everything is done to that person. There's nothing more to be done. So we just either don't disturb that person with so many medications, and we leave that person to survive on its own. Might be some children also, they survive on their own. That is Krishna's will. We understand that how much of a medical aid you give, if Krishna desire that person has to leave, the person has to leave. Yamaraj will come, definitely. Right? So there's a story about Garuda and Yamaraj. So once Garuda went to Kailas, and there was a small bird, a small sparrow, and that sparrow was just trying to eat some fruits and everything. So the Garuda was looking at that bird. They're all the same species, bird species. So Garuda was just seeing, and suddenly he saw Yamaraj going to meet Lord Shiva. So Yamaraj was just going, and Yamaraj stared at that sparrow for 5 minutes. The Yamaraj was looking at the sparrow like anything, and then he went inside. So Garuda came to know, oh, the sparrow is going to die now. I mean, Yamaraj is looking at the sparrow. That means Yamaraj is going to take the life of sparrow. When Yamaraj come back, the sparrow should not be there. So what did Garuda do? Took the sparrow on his back, and we flew. He flew to some part of another part of the world and kept the sparrow there. It was somewhere very far, and very far forest. He kept that bird there, and he came back. Garuda came back to Kailas. So he was happy that, oh, I saved the bird from Yamaraj. And when Yamaraj came back, he could not see the sparrow. So Yamaraj was looking for the sparrow. So Garuda was a little proud because he saved the sparrow. And Garuda said, oh, you're looking for that sparrow, Yamaraj? Yamaraj is like, yeah, I was looking for that sparrow. Where is he? And Garuda is like, he's not here. He's in a deep forest in some part of the world. He named that place and said, that sparrow is safe there in the forest. And Yamaraj started laughing. Yamaraj is like, I was thinking when I was going inside that this sparrow is supposed to die by the arrow of a hunter in one of the forests in deep part of the world. And he's in Kailas, the sparrow is in Kailas. How can that happen? In 5 minutes, the sparrow is going to die with the arrow of a hunter. And Garuda was like blaming himself, because Garuda took the bird and went to the forest and kept it there thinking he'll be safe. But when Garuda went and saw, a hunter have already shoot the arrow and the sparrow was dead. So Yamaraj is like, oh, you became a reason for the sparrow to die. I mean, sparrow is supposed to die in the forest, but he's in Kailas. And sparrow, how much of a fast he flew, in 5 minutes he can't reach that forest. But because Garuda kind of helped. So Garuda was thinking, I'm going to save the sparrow. But finally what happened? The sparrow died. So, I mean, that was the destiny. That was Krishna's plan. And somehow it happens. So we should always know that danger is there at every step. Life can go at any time. But then if Krishna desired, one Mataji was having cancer, and she was just new to Krishna consciousness. She was chanting, she chanted 16 rounds, she started reading Bhagavad Gita, but her stage was kind of end. She had breast cancer, and they did surgery, they did chemo, radio, everything was given, nothing more to do. And they removed her ovaries also because she might get an ovarian cancer. And her cancer was spread to even the liver. It was metastasis. And then a part of her liver was also removed. So many surgeries she underwent. And then to save her life. And whatever treatment they did, her health was going bad and she was not happy. But the moment she started chanting Hare Krishna, joined our 18 days course, and she was so happy that mentally, I mean, she was very happy. Physically, she's weak, but still she's very happy chanting and everything. So her mentor told her that you pray to Krishna and Narasimhadev that please extend my life so that I can do devotional service more and more. So she started praying in that way. Till then, she was praying that, oh, my daughter is small, young, I need to see her grow up, and all material desires. But now her desires are purified. Now she's praying to Krishna that I've just started my Krishna consciousness. I've just started chanting since few months. So let me chant more. Let me advance in Krishna consciousness more. And let me read more about you in scriptures and everything, so that I can come back to you soon in a positive way. So now her prayers and desires are different, and Krishna purified it. And now she's healthy in the sense she's having the disease, but still she's kind of healthy. So the prayers, what we do, it's actually to be purified, to be in Krishna consciousness. So if the Lord desired to fight, his fighting spirit is also transcendental. It's not like fighting like us, that we want to fight and hurt physically. No, Krishna doesn't do that. So here, when he desires to fight, there is no enemy in Vaikuntha world. Everybody is devotee, no? So what he do? He comes in the material world. See, therefore he comes to the material world as an incarnation in order to manifest his fighting spirit. So Krishna comes. Some people ask, why Krishna created the demons? Because he desired to fight. Krishna is also getting bored, always stealing butter from Vrindavan and playing with the gopis and gopas and everything. He also should fight. There should be variety. In spiritual life, there's variety. So if you get cursed, if us like somehow gets cursed and become a demon, still it's glorious, because all these demons, they get killed by Krishna and they go back. It's a temporary thing. It's not a permanent thing that Jaya Vijayas will remain here forever. No, that is temporary. And sometimes the devotees come as atheists and preachers, it's also said. So in Bhagavad Gita 4.8, it said that Lord appears to protect his devotees and annihilate non-devotees. Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya cha dushkrita dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So to protect the devotees, that is his main thing. To kill the demons is secondary. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared to know the Radha bhav and Radha love and the devotees' happiness, and delivering Jagai Madai and spreading Harinam. Yes, that's also important, but the external reason. Similarly, protecting the devotees is very important for the Lord, because devotees are very dear to Lord. And on the way, he kills the demons. Okay, so the demons are found in the material world, not in spiritual world. So if the Lord want to fight, who will be able to fight with him? No one is able to fight with the Lord. Nobody can, right? So for the Lord's pastime, his associates will come as or his devotees will come. So the demons are also glorious, actually. We should not see them as a normal person. No, the demons are also, like Putana was Ratnamala in her previous life, right? So all the demons who came, all were devotees of the Lord. It's not like because only if you become an associate of the Lord can you even become an enemy of the Lord. So that we should know. So he has to find some devotee who will play the part of an enemy. So that's why Krishna made them curse, right? So we should know that even the enemies are more glorious. And Krishna says that all of us have existed long back, and Arjuna have forgotten, and Krishna remembers it, right? So Jaya Vijayas came to the material worlds to start fighting. And here it is said that, okay, the theoretical stage performance is given by Prabhupada. And also Prabhupada says a devotee comes to the atheistic family. It's surprising, but it's simply a show. Like Prahlad Maharaj, everyone were asking, Hiranyakashipu had a son like Prahlad. Prahlad is a Mahajan, he's a pure devotee. And then he came in an atheistic family. How come? Now that is Krishna's plan. That's his devotee, Nitya Siddhas. Prahlad is not having a past life and his karma is coming back. No, he's a Nitya Siddha. He's an eternal associate of the Lord. He came in the family of Hiranyakashipu so that it's for the past time, so that Narasimhadev can come and Hiranyakashipu can be killed, and the Lord can show by his devotees' example how to do devotional service. Prahlad was so fixed in devotional service, right? So the devotee might come and be born in an atheistic family, but that's just a show in the sense that's just Krishna's plan for pastime. That's it. Okay, we should not take it otherwise. So that's very important. And also nobody falls from the Vaikuntha planet. The conclusion is that nobody falls from Once you go there, there's no coming back. And here Prabhupada also says, Bhagavad Gita says, Taktya deham punarjanma naidi mamedi sorjana. No punarjanma for people who go to Vaikuntha planet. That's the eternal abode. You don't have to come back. Don't fall. But if you fall, that's Krishna's plan again. That's Krishna's desire, right? As the Lord desires, the devotees will come as preachers or atheists. So the preachers who have come to start this movement, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, Bhakti Vinodha Thakur, Gaurakeshwari Das Babaji, Srila Prabhupada, and all of them, they are all coming as preachers. The devotees come as preachers, right? Because that's Lord's desire. The Lord says that you go and preach, because Krishna consciousness has to develop. So devotees can come as preachers. They also can come as atheists. So preachers like Madhvacharya came to give us Dvaita philosophy, and also Prabhupada also came, and also atheists like Buddha. Here it's given that Lord Buddha, Keshavadrida Buddha Sharira, Jai Jagadesha Hare. So Keshava, Krishna, has come as Lord Buddha, and he was preaching atheism, that there is no God. Why? That was also Krishna's plan, because when Lord Buddha came, there was a lot of animal sacrifice happening, and they didn't believe in the existence of a God. And so Buddha confirmed it. Yes, there is no God. That's right. But just listen to me. Whatever I am saying, just listen. Stop animal sacrifice. So Lord Buddha said, there is no God. He himself is God. And he fooled them by saying that, listen to me. So they're actually listening to God. So Prabhupada's like, Lord Buddha came to confuse people and fool people by saying that there is no God. But who's saying this? God himself is saying there is no God. And Lord Buddha said, listen to me. Whatever I say, you listen, stop animal sacrifice. To do that, Lord Buddha came. And slowly, Krishna want to elevate their consciousness. Next, Shankaracharya came and said, there is God, but we are one with God. That's Advaita philosophy. We are one with God. Right? And that was all Krishna's plan. Next, Madhvacharya came and said, there is God, we are also there. So soul and Paramatma, super soul, are different. We are not one, we are different. And then Lord Chaitanya came and said, we are there, and the Paramatma is also there. We are qualitatively same and quantitatively different. Achintya peta peta tattva. And slowly, gradually, then the consciousness of people got elevated. So these are all Krishna's plan. Actually, there is a plan explained in Bhagavatham. The Bhagavatham explains that Lord Buddha, who's incarnation of Krishna, who came to stop animal sacrifice and said there is no God. He acted as if he's an atheist, but he's actually God. Keshavadrida Buddha Sharira, he's God, and he made them trust him. And there's even now so many following Buddhism, right? But they stop animal sacrifice. They are pious, but they didn't reach the highest limit because they're kind of an atheist mentality. And Shankaracharya followers, Advaita philosophy says we are one with the Lord. That's Mayavadism, which is also not just the basis. And then Madhvacharya came and gave us Dvaita philosophy. That is, we're not one, we are two, we are different. Atma and Paramatma, both are different. And then that's how our Sampradaya starts from there. Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and gave us the real philosophy. A little difficult to understand, but then slowly, this is all Krishna's plan. So Krishna has a plan in our life, and then devotees are happy wherever they are. You think Jaya and Vijaya were not happy being cursed? No, they were happy because in Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu life, they were always meeting Vishnu. Shishupal was always with Krishna, even though he was criticizing, right? Kumbhakarna, Ravan was fighting with Lord Ram. So they were happy, even though they are in the demonic body, even though they are in hellish condition, in a tamoguna, they are happy. So it is said, a devotee is happy in heaven, hell, or wherever it is, unless and until he's associating with the Lord by devotional service. Narayana para sarve nakudashana bipyadi swarga apavargana ragasya api tulyartha darshinaha. Srimad Bhagavatam 6th canto 17th chapter 28th sloka says Narayana para sarve, in the sense pure devotees who are always thinking about Narayan. Na kudaschana bibyadi, they are not scared of anything. Swarga apavarga narageshu, even if it's swarga or heaven, naraga, hell, or apavarga, in the sense mukti, moksha, even if they get that, even if they are in hell or heaven, api tulyartha darshina, they see everything equal. Why? Because they are always in trance. They are in Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma stage. A pure devotee doesn't care he's in heaven or hell. Even if he has to go to hell to preach, he'll go. That's Krishna's plan. So it doesn't matter wherever he is. And who says this? Lord Shiva says to Parvati. This comes in Chitraketu Maharaj's pastime, where Chitraketu is about to got cursed by Mata Parvati to become Vritrasur. Chitraketu just accepted the curse, right? Because Vritrasur later on died with the hands of Indra, but with the weapon called the thunderbolt of Indra, which the thunderbolt was made up of the bone of Dadaji, who was a pure devotee of Lord Vishnu. And Lord Vishnu said, my energy will be in that thunderbolt. So even though Indra killed Vritrasur, the energy was coming from Vishnu. So Vritrasur got moksha. So Chitraketu was happy, even though he was a devotee and he got cursed by Mother Parvati to become an asura, he accepted the curse to Mother Parvati. And Lord Shiva turned to Mother Parvati and said, Mother Parvati, you might look so beautiful now, but then Chitraketu is more beautiful than you. More in the sense, his character, he is a real Vaishnava. He proved that he is a real devotee because Narayana para sarve na kudaschana bipyati swarga apavarga narageshu api tulyartha darshana. A devotee sees swarga, naraga, everything equal unless and until he's serving the Lord. So Jaya Vijayas are happy here because even though they're getting cursed as demons, they can still associate with the Lord. So this is all Krishna's plan. So whatever reversals or anything happening in our life, it's all Krishna's plan. Trust him. He has a good plan for you. Why do you make your own plan? And Prabhupada says, finally, the plan and the planner both get diminished. It's like whatever we plan in life, some things work, but not everything works. No, we have a big plan in life. Like I have to be like this. I have to be like this. After a few years, I'm going to be like this. So much of plan, and then it doesn't work. Then what happened? We get frustrated. But if we don't have any plan, trust Krishna, trust Krishna's plan, life is going to be so happy. And everything is like very nice. No, because we expect so many things. Stop expecting from life and start accepting life as it comes. Then if we trust Krishna and his plan, like whatever happens, Krishna, I just want to be in your devotional service. Then a devotee will be really happy. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, everyone. Any questions? So when we learn Bhagavatam, we need to just not know it as a story. There's so many lessons to be learned in Srimad Bhagavatam. Yes, Mataji. Manoshi Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. My question is just this, that in life, maybe one was supposed to go in a different direction, but then at some point material ambition took over and one worked very hard in that direction. The Lord gave it also.
Okay.
And sustained, and later on there were reasons why I think that the Lord granted it because I needed it, and he gave me that turn in life that made me able to sustain myself.
Okay.
But then there was a price to pay, and so what is that lesson, Mataji, that we must learn? Although now it's a bit late for me to start learning, but still I think there is enough time to learn lessons and not make the same mistakes.
Yeah, so Prabhupada gives a nice example. Krishna gives you a lot of opulences, okay? That is not yours. He gave it, no? Now he has the right to take it back. Anytime when Krishna takes it back, how can you say it's mine? We didn't come with any opulence in this world. We were born empty-handed. We go back empty-handed. So whatever Krishna gave so much money to me, that was my pious deeds of punya, which I did my previous life. But some karma, some bad karma I have done, that Krishna took everything back. That is also Krishna's plan. So Prabhupada's like, why are you lamenting? Krishna gave it. Krishna took it back. That was Krishna's plan. Krishna don't want you to. And the price you paid, that's right, Mataji. But then might be that's a turning point in your life. Because of such instance, you would have come into Krishna consciousness.
I agree, Mataji. So true.
Yeah.
That
so
is
you
so
came to
true.
Krishna consciousness. Because of that, how much of a price you pay, it doesn't matter. You're so successful in life because you became a devotee of Krishna. That's
Yes,
what is
Mataji.
very important.
I agree. You're so right. You're so right.
It's difficult to accept things in life. Sometimes we are living in such a good opulence and suddenly we fall down because of corona. So many lost their job and so many things happened. No, there was so much of financial crisis all over the world. But then devotees of Krishna was happy. They were happy. Oh, we got a lot of time to chant and we got a lot of time to do sadhana.
Yes, yes,
So
Mataji. And
material things comes and goes.
I didn't mean change in material circumstances.
Okay.
I meant some other things that affected one's emotional situation, not immaterial. The Lord has blessed us a lot. I don't think I deserve it, but He gave it. He can take it back anytime.
Yeah,
But
emotional also, Mataji, sometimes that's definitely karma coming. Definitely, the suffering is there. Any Prabhupada says a rich person born in a rich family also have suffering. A poor person, a beggar in the street also have suffering. Suffering is there in this material world, but take it as Krishna's mercy.
I
And
do, I
yeah,
do, I do. I just pray every day that whatever be your plan, let that work in our life.
yeah,
That's all, Mataji.
Hare
It
Krishna.
is a master plan, na Mataji.
Hmm. Yes, Bhavana
Hare Krishna
Mataji.
Mataji.
Yes.
There is a very difficult situation, Mataji. So one Bhakt of Krishna prays for Bhakti,
Hmm.
and in that same family, there is another Bhakt of Krishna who prays not to give Bhakti to that person because the person wants the person to be in social life. So how will this be taken into consequence, Mataji? Whose prayers will be heard, and how it is going to impact the life, Mataji?
Definitely, whoever wants Krishna in their life, Krishna will give them himself to them. So definitely that person is going to be a devotee, whoever stops. Prahlad was going on chanting. Hiranyesh was like, stop chanting Vishnu's name, but he didn't. He kept on chanting, right? So nothing can stop someone who wants Krishna. Nobody can stop him or her to go to Krishna. Even if that person prays, how much ever he prays, so much of tapasya he does, Krishna don't bother that. And Krishna, in fact, will make that person also a devotee, you see.
Definitely,
Mataji,
he
you know
will
what
also become
happens?
a devotee.
Huh?
He will also become a devotee.
Yeah, definitely. Krishna will make him also definitely a devotee. You see how life changes and how Krishna's plan works. But
Mataji, what exactly happened? The
mm,
person who is a bhakta,
mm,
family of that person goes to the numerologist to say,
mm.
do something that the person comes back to normal family life.
Oh.
The person is just 26 and is such a big bhakta, in such a big, matlab, he is very socially also established, Mataji,
Mm.
but the complete family wants him to be involved in wife, kids, and everything. And I don't know how it is going to work.
No, then that person has to balance. If you know that someone in their family is not liking you doing devotional service, you don't have to exhibit your devotional service to them. You can be, Mahaprabhu also says, inside you be a detached person, but outside be a family person. Spend time with your spouse, spend time with your children, be like a normal karmi outside. Inside, be a devotee. Don't expose your devotional service to them. They won't able to understand. Just slowly they'll realize, but then don't show that you're chanting or your devotional service. Don't expose it, so that they think, oh, give. You should be able to balance it. That's very important initially. Later on, when they start appreciating Krishna consciousness, and because you are praying for them, you pray for them also, you should chant for them also, and pray to Krishna that somehow change their mind and make them devotees. Krishna will do that. Definitely Krishna will hear your prayers more than the other person, because you are chanting Krishna's name more, and Krishna wants to provide your life the facilities in such a way that you have Krishna always with you. But initially, don't expose your devotional service in front of non-devotees or atheists, because you are making them do aparat. They criticize you, especially when we do tilak and go. Sometimes they don't appreciate the tilak and they start criticizing. So it's kind of an aparat to them. So better don't do it. Just put it with water. Try to get up early and finish your rounds, Brahma Muhurta, before they get up. And always keep your devotional service in a secret way, Gupta form. Don't expose much. In that way, slowly pray for them, secretly pray for them, and definitely Krishna will convert them to his devotees.
Thank you,
Okay.
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So many obstacles are there in devotees' life, what to do. But then that is also Krishna's plan. If that obstacle was not there in your life, you wouldn't be so serious. You will just be relaxing and doing your devotional service. But if there is obstacles in your life, and if someone is stopping you from devotional service, that gives you more energy to go more in a more enthusiastic way towards the goal. If Hiranyakashipu didn't stop Prahlad, Prahlad would be a normal devotee. But Prahlad was doing so much of devotional service because Hiranyakashipu was stopping him. So, and Krishna appeared, Narasimhadev appeared so soon. So like that Lord will come in our life, but you don't know how and when and where. That's Krishna's plan. But definitely, if you sincerely pray, Krishna will make the whole family devotee, and you will be very happy in Krishna consciousness soon. But it might take some time. But if you sincerely pray, Krishna will help. Okay.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah. Dvaita philosophy. Can you explain? Oh, that Advaita is not. Who's this? Suresh Kumar Prabhu. We are chanting Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda. That Advaita is not the Advaita philosophy. That is Advaita Acharya. Advaita Acharya. Why he is named Advaita Acharya? Because he is Sadashiva. He is the incarnation of Sadashiva and Vishnu, and Sadashiva have spread Advaita philosophy. So his name is Advaita Acharya, because he's the Acharya of the Advaita philosophy, whose Lord Shiva came as Advaita Acharya. So that doesn't mean we are following the Advaita philosophy. We are following Dvaita philosophy only, but they're a little bit different from Dvaita. In the sense, Dvaita says soul and super soul are different. But we say that soul and super soul are different in quantity, but same in quality. That is Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattvam. Little bit added with Vaida philosophy. But Advaita Gadadhara Advaita is Advaita Acharya, who prayed, cried in front of Shalagram with Tulsi and Ganga Jal for Mahaprabhu to appear. Yes, Hare Krishna, Harini Devi Dasi Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes.
Mataji, I have a question. Is it the worshippers of demigod? Are we considered to be devotees?
No, actually, Prabhupada says the demigod worshippers are not called to be devotees. Devotees are only for worshipping Lord Krishna, actually.
Okay.
Actual sense. But then they don't agree it. They say they are also devotees. We also don't go to deny it. But then it is said that Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam, right? So the Kirtan, whatever we say, that is also for Vishnu. Any bhajan that is sung for demigods, it's not actual Kirtan. And similarly, the worship that done to only Krishna or Vishnu is actually, they are called the devotees, but not other ones otherwise. So Prabhupada mentions that in some purport. Yes.
Okay. But then Mataji, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that those who claim to be my devotee are not my devotee, but those who are
devotees
are my devotees are actually my devotees. Now, question comes, what about Shiva, the devotees of Shiva? Because Shiva is Param,
yes, Vaishnavanam Yada Shambho. Yes, you're right. Yes. So those who are devotees of Lord Shiva, they are going to Lord Shiva for material desires, right? So if they are going for Krishna Bhakti, then they are greater than devotees. They are devotees, that's true. But if they're going for material desires, then they are not actual devotees. Krishna means there that if you're worshipping demigods for Krishna Bhakti, you can ask Lord Shiva Krishna Bhakti because he's Vaishnavanam Yada Shambho, right? So in that way, a desire is important. Yeah. And also there's Rudra Gita, no? Where Lord Shiva glorifies Lord Krishna. Sindhura as Shanda Mataji, yes, that's in Garuda Puran. I forgot to mention that Purva Janma Kritam Papam Vyadhi Rupena Jayate. Yes, that comes in Garuda Puran, because Garuda Puran gives you so many lists of your why you're getting the disease, why someone is blind, why someone is bald. Everything is given in Garuda Puran. So you're right. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes. Mataji, I have been chanting the Shri Devi Khadgamala Stotram and praying her to give more of Krishna Bhakti to me and for my family members also. Is it all right now, Mataji, chanting?
That's true, because Prabhupada says, if you're worshipping Lord Ganesha, then worship that. Please take away all the obstacles on the path of my Krishna Bhakti. Because he is Vigna Vinashana, right? He removes the obstacles. So instead of material thing, pray to all the demigods to give Krishna Bhakti. They will give you more Krishna Bhakti because they are devotees of the Lord. We can't compare them to us. They are also in elevated position. They are devotees. But if we pray for Krishna Bhakti, definitely that's a good thing to do. That's how we should pray.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, I think we can end here. Vancha kalpatarupasya kripa sindhute evacha padidana pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Anand Kodi Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Granthara Srimad Bhagavatham ki jai. Hare Krishna everyone.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.